to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are doing a tier list video, but not just any tier list video, a horror slash thriller movie tier list, where we're going to be listing movies out of these categories. We got Scary Good, which is the top, really good, entertaining, it's aight, and Garbo. Garbo is basically shit. It's trash movie. So I've got 34 movies. Some of them are going to be basically representing the franchise, because I don't want to list like 7 movies from one franchise. But yeah, I've got 34. We're going to be listing them, and then I thought maybe what we can do is update the list in the future. If you guys enjoy the video, we can do that. But this is what I've chosen so far. There is a shitload more movies, but I didn't want the video to be too long, so I've gone for these 34. And then next time we do it, I'll add more movies in. Maybe we can do this like every October or something. We'll do something like this. But anyway, let's get into the tier list. On the first video or movie, it's the 10 Cloverfield Lane. This is basically the guy that gets he's in the bunker, if I remember correctly, with somebody else, and then like all that shit's happening on the outside. It's kind of like it's like a doomsday bunker or something, and all sorts of crazy shit's happening. I remember I watched this movie a while ago. I thought it was aight. It's not the worst, not the best. It's aight, so I'm gonna put it in the aight folder. Alright, let's move on. Next one is Get Out. Get Out was a good movie, but I didn't really think it was that great. It's not top tier scary good. It's not. I don't know if it's really good, but I think I'll put it on by entertaining. It's a really entertaining movie. It's you should watch it if you haven't watched it. But I think I'll place it there. It's not one of my favorites, but it's also not one of my least favorites. It's in the middle. It's not aight, because it is entertaining. I'll put that there. Let's go on to the next movie. I'm going to go with Jaws for this one. We're not going to go in order. We'll just pick randomly. That's what I'm going to do. Jaws. Jaws is old. Is it really that scary? Not really. But it's a classic. Jaws is a classic. I can't throw Jaws in the Garbo, because that's just an insult. It's aight. Jaws is aight. It's not the best. It's definitely not Garbo. It's good. So we'll put it in the aight category. Let's go for one of the franchises. Halloween. Now, Halloween Kills just came out. I haven't actually watched Halloween Kills, but I've watched all the other ones. As a franchise, I honestly think it is scary good. It's one of the best like killer movie franchises out there. There's not a lot of movies that get that whole killer thing right. And Halloween is probably one of the best. I do think they do need to end it. Like I said, I've not watched the new one, so I don't know if it does end. I'll watch that later. But I think it's one of the best movie franchises. Is franchise even the right word? I don't really know. We're gonna go with franchise, but anyway, it's one of the best. Yeah, I'll put it at scary good. Gotta go watch. Go binge watch all of them. Pretty good. Next, Final Destination. Now, when I first actually watched Final Destination, it scared the living shit out of me. The kill scenes, and actually made me be a little bit paranoid on things. Like I remember the one scene. The guy drops his ring into the gutter, and then he puts his hand in. Is it a gutter? It's like I think it's a disposal system. I think Americans have them in their kitchens. So it's like it grinds up, I don't know, food and shit. He drops his ring in there, and he puts his hand in there, and for some reason the thing turns on. That made me shitless. Every time I've seen that in houses, which in South Africa is not really a big thing, But when I've seen those, I'm like, okay, stay the fuck away from that thing. I don't know, Final Destination made me think a lot about like that could kill me. That could kill me for a while. So I don't think it's the best. Is it scary good? It is one of the few franchises that actually made me be like, oh shit, okay. But I don't think it's like top notch. I think it's really good. I think I'm comfortable putting the whole franchise there. Yeah, no, I think we'll put it at really good. Not scary good. We'll leave it there. Next is The Grudge. Oh, if you've watched The Grudge, it's that classic horror that thing was so scary for so long, and we actually used to use that to scare the shit out of each other. And some people actually were scared. Other people we knew just a fucking movie. But yeah, this is like one of the classic. Like it's really good. If you've not seen The Grudge, go and check it out. I'll put it in really good. Do I put it ahead of Final Destination? Yeah, I think it would be ahead of Final Destination. Grudge was one of those movies where it was like it kind of like, I would say it broke. Like it just. Is it scary good though? Oh, I don't know. I think I'll leave it for now in the really good pile. But no, The Grudge is really good. I really enjoy it. Next, It Follows. I watched this movie. I'm not gonna lie. It's a slow build up, and then when you realize what's going on, it's a little. It makes you think. I think there's that theory, or that question that everyone says: if how would you live your life if there was a snail chasing you all the time? For your whole life, it follows you, and if it touches you, you die. And I think that's like theory is based, like they've taken that thing, they've put it into this movie. It's basically some like thing. I don't know what it really is. I can't remember what they said it was, but it's basically this thing that follows you. You pass on the thing, like the curse, by sleeping with someone, I believe. I'm not sure if it is the actual location where you have to sleep with them, but yeah, you sleep with them and then they get the curse, and then this thing follows you for the rest of your life. And if it touches you, you die. I thought the concept was very good. It was a decent movie, but I think I'll put it in the 8. It's not the best, not the worst. I'll put it behind Jaws because I think Jaws is slightly better than it. Yeah, I feel comfortable putting it by its eyes. It's not the best, not the worst. Now the next one is Escape Room. Now I really enjoyed Escape Room 1 and 2. We have 2 on the list over here too, so I'll put that on the list straight after we do number 1. Number 1 I thought was really good, so I'm gonna put it. I might get a little bit of hate for this, but putting it again. But I really enjoyed number 1. I thought number 1 was really good, so I'm gonna put it on scary good. I really enjoyed the Escape Room franchise. Number 2 was good. I enjoyed it, but it was not as good as number 1. It was kind of like, I feel like number 1, some of the things you didn't really see that what was gonna happen. Number 2, it kind of felt like you knew something was gonna happen. And if you haven't watched Escape Room, I'd recommend going and watching it, because I'm going to put Escape Room by really good, because I felt it was really good. It's definitely not better than them, but number 1 was far better than number 2. Number 2 is The Battle of the Champions, so I'd advise you go watch number 1 if you haven't seen it, and then watch both of them. They're pretty good. They're really entertaining movies. I enjoy them. Like I said, I really like number 1, so I'm putting it on the top. Escape Room 2, it was good. It was really good, but it's not as good as number 1. So I'll put it at really good. Okay, what's next? Let's go with Don't Breathe. Another one that I put 2 of 1 and 2. Don't Breathe number 1 was really scary. Like, the guy is a psycho. kind of get a little bit like, well, this guy just he kidnapped a girl, and now they broke into the house, and now he basically traps them in the house, and he's trying to kill them. That was really good. So I'm gonna put it there. I'll put it actually above Escape Room 2. I put it really good. It was really scary, that whole atmosphere, and him just like using his senses and how familiar he is with his own house. Yeah, I thought it was really good. It really made me scared. When number 2 came out, which is over here, we're gonna put that now. I wasn't really sure what was gonna happen, but it kind of went away from being more scary and more about him just being a really good killer, I would say. So I would say it was entertaining, but wasn't as good as number 1. It kind of like, it takes you a little bit away from the original, but it is still, it's an entertaining movie. I would definitely say it's entertaining. Not better than Get Out, but it would definitely be over there. All right, moving on. The Conjuring. I believe this is The Conjuring. Because I kind of have the word for the movie cut out here, but it's okay. It's okay. It's The Conjuring. Now, I really enjoy The Conjuring. If I remember correctly, I always get Insidious and The Conjuring mixed up because they have the same actors, I think, in the thing, or similar actors in the series. But I do believe Insidious is the one I am currently thinking of, is where basically they've ended it. It's the one where Insidious is the one where the old lady basically dies. And she's in the new one. I think they've teased it as that's the devil. Let's actually just do Insidious now that I'm talking about Insidious, which is over here. So Insidious is pretty good. I would actually rate it as scary good. Insidious is one of the few horror franchises that everyone I watched made me like get scared. I will put it above Halloween. Yeah, I think I would. Insidious is really good. I really enjoy Insidious. I am waiting for, I think it's the following, not the Lost Key. I think that's the latest one that came out. After the third one, it's kind of, they leave you on the cliffhanger of, I think it's the original demon that's now in the house. That's in the house. That's in the house with that lady. They kind of leave it off there, and we haven't really seen what happens with that thing. So I am waiting for that movie to come out. I hope it is going to come out. I've not really followed Insidious that much. But yeah, that is really good. Insidious, the franchise is really good. I would actually rate that as the top one so far out of the god. The Conjuring, let's go to that now. So The Conjuring is very good. I really enjoy The Conjuring. Do I enjoy it more than Insidious? I don't really know. I'm going to be honest. I would rate The Conjuring up here. Probably next to Insidious. It is really scary good. The Conjuring, the last one wasn't that great. That's my only thing, is to put it on scary good, but the last one wasn't great. I feel like Insidious, all of them got me to a point, like got me scared. The last one wasn't that great. The Conjuring also has The Nun, which is over here. I've put it as a separate thing because I kind of felt like it was a bit to the side. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should put it really good. Yeah, I think I'll drop it down to really good. Because it's not had like all of them being really great, but with Insidious, I feel like everyone was pretty good. But yeah, The Conjuring is really good. I'll put it really good. Yeah. Moving on to Brightburn. Brightburn is basically Superman when he was a kid. This is basically if he was a little bit more fucked up and didn't really grow up all happy dappy. This is assuming this is kind of how he would have grown up. This was pretty scary. Just I'd say the atmosphere, but the whole actual movie didn't really hit as well as the trailer. It's one of those movies where you watch the trailer and it's like, damn, this looks like it could really be scary. And then when you watch it, it's just more like, oh, it's not really that scary, but I can kind of see what you guys were going for. It's an aight movie. I'd probably put it behind It Follows. I don't think it's better than It Follows, but it's not garbage. I don't know. I don't really think it's garbage. I think it is. It's aight. It's aight. He basically loses his shit and then just starts fucking murdering your people around him. Yeah, it's aight. It's aight. Happy Death Day. Now this is gonna represent number two. Also, I didn't really want to put them both because it's very very similar. It's basically the girl dies and every time she dies, it just resets her her whole day basically, and then she has to kind of figure out who the hell is the killer, and she has to do it twice. So number one I thought was really good. Number two wasn't that great. Number two was a bit of a letdown, but it's alright. It's alright. I think overall, if you have to add one and two together, it would have been entertaining. But I think number two kind of drops it down to a eight. I would put it ahead of Jaws. No, ahead of Jaws. But I do think Cover Lane Field, Cover Field, not Cover Lane. I legit switched Lane and Field around. But anyway, I do think those two, that is a really like good concept and it's pretty good. I actually do think there's another one, and I have watched it. I do believe I've watched it, so maybe in the next tier list I'll add that in. But anyway, let's move on to, let's get rid of the Nun, since we're in that Conjuring thing. The Nun, I think the trailer was really good. The Nun was more for me jump scares than actual scares. So for me, I would put it at entertaining ahead of Don't Breathe 2. I don't think it hit as well as what I was hoping it was going to. I do know that there's going to be a number two. I don't know when that's going to come out. So hopefully the number two is a lot better. We'll add number two onto the list when we do it again. But yeah, it wasn't as good as The Conjuring in itself. It kind of felt like they relied a lot on the jump scares, which I don't really look forward to a horror movie that's just based off jump scares. It's similar to games. Some games I do feel jump scares are very important, but if they're just gonna go jump scares, for example, we did the Little Hope playthrough. I felt like Little Hope relied a lot on the jump scares. Little Hope was very good. I really enjoyed it. I'd say this is the best one they did. I know I'm talking about a game in a movie tier list, but it's kind of like the same concept. It's like if a movie just based so much on jump scares, it gets a little bit repetitive, and then you kind of get used to it, and then it's not as scary as what it could have been. That's kind of how I feel with The Nun was. It was entertaining. Give it that. Let's move on to It, The Killer Count. Now this is going to represent 1 and 2. I told you some movies, I'm just going to put them together. I really, really enjoy it. There is an original, but I have not watched the original, so I just put the newer one. I really enjoyed it. I do feel like number 2 could have gone a little bit better, but I did enjoy it. Number 1 was like really, really good. So I would actually put it at scary good, ahead of Escape Room 1. I thought it was really good. I loved everything about it. It was pretty good. Like I said, number 2, a little bit of a disappointing. Not disappointing. I feel like it could have went a little bit away. I didn't like the way that basically the way to kill him was to insult him. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna put it at scary good because I think it's one of the best horror / thriller movies to this day. Oh, well.